Welcome everyone to another episode of the Lore Pod Podcast. I'm your host Dakota Morgan, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona, and today is going to be a Nuka recap. Nuka recap is where I, your illustrious host, who's been a lifelong Fallout fan and has done all the side missions and all the Fallouts. Even though I've tried to play 1 and 2 though, but pain in my ass. You know what I mean? New Vegas 4 and 3. That being said, also diving into all the side videos and stuff like that too, and big lore. And we're going to be diving into this Fallout Season 2, Episode 4. I was able to take some notes during this episode, though. I should make it clear, not sponsored at all, but fucking hell, I was able to go to Dave's Hot Chicken. Currently in my hand, I am holding a stem pack. That is right, folks. Not one where I paid $200 for a custom-made one, but an actual fucking stem pack. It says Fallout on it. It's got the pressure gauge on it, the shitty-looking needle. Everything looks old rustic and destroyed and shit. And where I was able to get it, Dave's Hot Chicken. I got 2 meals. I got the bites, and then I got the sandwich as well. I had to take the pickles off because fuck pickles. Sorry, Rick. But I was able to eat the Dave's Hot Chicken Fallout survival meal that came in like a Fallout cardboard boxing too. Those are going up in my office as we speak. I got 2 stem packs. I used one to squirt the ranch out of the fucking things too. Oh, it was great. I got whiskey with me tonight as well. Life is good. Life is good. So yes, diving into that is by the way, and I gotta put it on record here, to everybody who gave me and the boys like the Spartan Squad and other friends of mine and other people shit throughout our lives where they're like, you know, these video games aren't gonna amount to nothing. You know, you play like 40 hours in Fallout or whatever, minimum by the way, in New Vegas, and like, yo, you put in like, I think I had like 60 in Fallout 4. Like all that shit, right? And then people are like, nah, like no one's ever gonna care. And then now we have a Dave's Hot Chicken meal, and we have a TV show and merchandise and all this shit. And fuck you, again, the nerds won. People thought it was just a comic book nerds that got shit. Video game nerds shit got a lot of fucking shit too. Trust me. The fact is I'm holding a stem pack right now is like just wild to me. God damn, these things have saved my life more than a super stem pack though. Never, yeah, you can make them too. That's the whole thing. Alrighty, let's dive into the Nuka recap before I keep fucking rambling on. It is 10 o'clock at night as I'm doing this. I'm going to try to cover this shit here for us. All right, looking at my notes. Again, this is going to be in chronological order of the episode from what we see and where we go on. And this is, of course, going to be new and old lore. So we're looking at the Alaskan front. We're actually shown, we were teased it in the trailers, which is, I kind of think, disappointing, to be honest with you. We saw Cooper in old war uniform and stuff like that, too, right? Like old power armor. We see the Alaskan front. We see an island of Anchorage. They say it's an island later on. And we actually see Chinese PLA officers there. And some of them have, one of them doesn't have it, but the rest have like their masks and the goggles and like the Chinese flag on their like gray camo. Like it was straight up the Chinese soldier uniforms. Fucking nuts. We see a downed vertibird. We also see flying around those one of the Pedouin airships as well, possibly transporting this. But we see Cooper Howard and it says USMC on it. I really want that. That's kind of fucking cool, by the way, to get that yellow lettering. I don't think we have that in the games, but we see old school power armor, the T-45. Now, the T-45, of course, is old as shit, and it being like one of the first ones they deployed in the Alaskan front, which was cool as shit to see. We're going to dive into that in a second there. We actually saw the power armor starting to fail on him, which he mentioned before as well. But it also is the old clunky style, so it's really cool to see like the old fucking clunky versus like T-60 that we're looking at. Now, the Alaskan front, by the way, in case you didn't know, due to the resource wars that we know about, and it was mentioned in the show, when the resources started to run out, countries went to war against each other. Big American democracy versus communist thing, in case you didn't figure that out with the futuristic retro theme. But taking that in the sense there, USA annexed Canada, which we do see later on. I'm going to knock it off the notes there. We do see that in one of the girls, in Seth, or Beth, in the new Vault overseer there. She actually has a Canadian badge. Well, die patch. She actually has a Canadian annex badge, which is cool as shit. That means that people are paying attention, because that happened in pre-war too. But then led to the Chinese actually doing an invasion of Alaska, which I think lasted like 10, 15 years or something like that. It lasted a long time. And we see our first look at a Deathclaw, which I thought was an awesome fucking way. I thought maybe they were possibly blind. They have bad vision as it is, but we have a Fallout 4 Deathclaw. That's the type of Deathclaw we're going to be getting now in the Fallout show, which I'm totally okay with because they're menacing as fuck. That being said, there too, so we did never know if the Deathclaws I have covered here on a previous Lore Pod podcast episode. Be sure to go check that out in the archives. I highly recommend that. But a little quick recap, they were made by man, genetically engineered from like chameleons, and made for the war effort, but we never knew if they actually got deployed or not. Now we know. I was texting the Spartan Squad about this as well, too. Afterwards, we were all fucking watching and shit because we're like, this is going to be nuts. And it is neat to see it because there was a Anchorage campaign mission in Fallout 3 that you actually got to play in as well. And it went back Alaska and stuff, too. But last we see Cooper, he was saying it wasn't us. It was something else. Maybe that's why he's so pissed off when he comes back from the war. He's like, I saw some shit. And it's like, yeah. And it just wanders off to Deathclaw, man. Fucking, how did they get it back? Who the fuck knows? We do see, though, that Maximus's friend with the Sunsets Sarsaparilla bottling facility is the same one, building for building, truck for truck there, that we do stop a counterfeiting bottle cap making facility there earlier when we were at the Courier in New Vegas. So that was pretty cool to see there. NCR, when they met back up with the NCR group, there's not just 2 people. There was a 3rd ranger in the back. I think maybe a 4th, as we saw later on. They were going through the tents and shit. So we still got some people left. Someone made this claim that the dude with the squirrel's a courier, which I'd be pissed off. But the NCR music, it did appear, though, which was awesome as shit when they gave weapons. And a lot of those weapons are actually NCR weapons you see throughout New Vegas. It was actually in a lot of New Vegas style weapons. I think one of them was a Fallout 4 rifle, though. I think. Either way, though, we were able to see a lot of weapons that I did not expect to see, though, in there. I'm going to cover this just in one section. The New Vegas Strip. So we see the New Vegas Strip entrance there, which is kind of off in a different spot. I will clarify. Usually we see it going through Freeside, but this entrance seems to be just there, and they didn't have to go through Freeside at all. That was kind of new. I do not remember that one at all. It seemed like a newer entrance, but again, 20 years since the fucking whole thing happened there. I guess the Freeside entrance is going to be something we're going to see later on. This seems to be a New Vegas entrance here. Once was protected by Securitrons and other shit like that as well. Maybe they did skirt through Freeside, maybe? I don't know. Something seemed off about that one. This is the only complaint I have about that episode, and that is just the logistics thing here. That being said, they're seeing the Strip, right? We see the outside. We see the outside with the Freeside at the moment, but we do see, like, Securitrons destroyed and shit like that. And she's like, were you expecting a welcoming committee? He's like, yeah, because there is. It's called the Kings and, mercenaries and shit to help you out, and the people of Freeside, and the Securitrons and shit, like, they are there because New Vegas, we're not seeing it in the show so far. And me and Nick from the Spartan Squad have talked about, hopefully we're going to see it in a flashback. We're going to be able to see a fully operational in New Vegas. I'm really hoping, because that'd be really cool. But now we're seeing a destroyed New Vegas sort of thing. We get to see the Gomorrah. We see the Ultra Lux Hotel as well, which seems in a different spot. But again, this is going to happen being a TV show, that everything's not going to be geographically accurate 100%. But we're still at 99% accuracy, though, which is totally fine. So we do see, like, welcome to the Strip sign, one of the new ones out of there, and it's 100% accurate to the game already there. And we see the Gomorrah, which is straight up the Gomorrah as well. We're going to get to what happens out in the Gomorrah, but the Gomorrah has the signs. It has the front entrance. It has the G, the light post, the Lucky 38 looks like the Lucky 38. Like, everything there basically was what was supposed to be there, right? Minus the Ultralux. But everything there is just straight up what you see in the game when you're there in that one section of the New Vegas Strip, right? And to see all that was just fucking wild. Now, of course, we got to talk about the Kings. A lot of people disappointed by this. I'm kind of with them. Again, I'm going to hope that the Kings maybe have a couple people left over in Freeside, because Freeside, we know from the trailers that they were going to see that bustling and active. Somehow it's still around. I don't fucking know. We're going to see what happens. Don't try to assume anything in this fucking show, everybody. So, looking at this here, we are, dealing and seeing that as well, too. But the Kings themselves, Lucy dealing with Buff Out, by the way, she was, because in Fallout, you can play the game and you can do whatever you want, right? You literally do whatever you want. And you can take drugs if you want. And Buff Out was a fucking drug. I, for one, am not one of the drug users in Fallout. I drink like a motherfucker, but I do that in real life as well. So screw it. Why not? So she was Lucy going through withdrawals. I thought was really funny. He's like, you know how I solve this? I take more drugs. Fucking great. Love you, cool. Never change. It was just cool to see that. So the Kings themselves, we saw them wearing the Kings uniforms. We saw they all turned to ghouls, and they went feral. That can mean a lot. Honestly, that can mean a whole lot here. It maybe means like the water was still contaminated there. Maybe something really bad happened, and they were trying to work security. Something bad happened with the radiation. Maybe water purification went to shit after the NCR went to shit. And I can also probably see it that the ghouls, they turned the ghouls because they were trying to help stop whatever happened to New Vegas in the Strip. They were trying to help, and they probably got turned to ghouls in the fucking process. And to see them, though, one or two of them were still doing the jacket thing. It's just like such ingrained into their fucking heads that they still did it even after becoming feral. I was hoping there's going to be like a non-feral one too. Again, though, everybody, we still have 4 more episodes of the show. There is so much of the show to still see. I don't know what's going to happen here. So we're doing a little bit of that. And this seemed kind of obliterated too. They at least got the Vats kill with the one ghoul. One feral ghoul. Excuse me. I do have to say, though, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, everybody, but the guy in the white suit, by the way, people are going to be like, oh, that's the Elvis guy. What's going on with the... Here's the thing. That was the king, because the king is the only one that wears the white suit. We saw the king get headshotted like a motherfucker right then and there. And I've always been a fan of the kings because they were the street game that kept everybody safe, and they were fun because they were Elvis impersonators. Yeah, they did a little bit of Ron every now and then with the NCR and like the undercover food thing and whatnot. A whole fucking shit, right? But I always made sure I made friends with the king. He gave us Rex as well, like the cybernetic dog that was more a robot than dog. With the brain in the head, which I hope he's around somewhere. What if Dog Meat and Rex get to meet? Oh, I'd fucking shit up Rick. Make me a statue or a fan art of that, everybody, please. Yeah, I definitely... some cool shit. Also, if the ghoul meets the courier, the amount of swag is going to be insane. The swag battle is going to be nuts. So I mean, it does kind of suck to see them being murdered. I'm not going to lie. It does. But then also, like, I want to know what happened. And I hate to tell you to be the bearer of bad news to this too, folks. We still don't fucking know. We know there's a Deathclaw, at least one. She was laying eggs in there on the New Vegas Strip. New Vegas Strip is gone. Gamora's torn the shit. That was the place we all have hired hookers in all the time and dealt with the Gamora gangs and shit like that as well. And the Ultralux was the home of the cannibals. What happened? What the fuck happened? Like, I'm still very, very curious to see what happened there. We did with the vaults as well. The vault fighting and the interpersonal fighting between 33 and 31. I think it was pretty cool. Yeah, I think the vaults was fighting in general, and then with the water chip failing and the water rationing, but them scavenging and turning on each other and talking about experiments and people figuring it out. Like, I like the vault side storyline a lot, and the reason why I like it a lot is because you knew about this happening all the time with different versions of this shit in all the games we see the leftovers and whatnot of it. Where Norm is going to go, by the way, with dealing with a dude who was there just delivering lunches, who was very nosy and trying to use it to his advantage. I feel like Norm knows he's going to have to kill that dude. But where they're going to go with for that, and they were saying it was like the FEV. It was like something... It was like, it wasn't FEV, it was like different. It wasn't the forced evolutionary virus, but they called it the FEV. And I'm like, I think we're experimenting with the super mutant virus here, folks. They named it some other business name, but us Fallout fans who picked it up were like, oh, that you're full of shit. Bird's personal assistant, the fun in there, funny. I did see the Atomic Wrangler billboards as well a few different times. That was neat to see as well. There was New Vegas graffiti with the ghouls around too that were talking about the everyone is gone, everyone is dead. So something really fucking bad happened. Laser pistols finally were shown off in the Brotherhood of Steel there. We're finally showing off their laser pistols and stuff, which I'm wondering if the Commonwealth is the one who took all the laser weaponry. But then like the other ones were left to do is pistols and other bullets and stuff like that, really. I'm going to be very curious to see that. But we saw Maximus, do his thing, turn against the Elder. Who was on his side until there was the thing about the abomination. Like, even though they were kids, the Brotherhood is still very strict on the ghouls being abominations and shit. The Commonwealth was the only one, I think, who wasn't really strict on killing them all. And the deal with Sins and whatnot, too. I think that was the greater threat. I think in 3, there was a couple members who were okay with ghouls, but, it was... Unless they were failed, then it was over. But these guys were just like, no, it's over. Fucking nuts. So you see a laser pistol there, which is cool as hell to see the laser pistol and the damage around that it just caused. That was fucking awesome. Brotherhood Civil War. It's happening. Who's going to be the victor? Who the fuck knows? I mean, we have a civil war right now between Caesar's Legion. They're probably going to kill each other. The Brotherhood. We don't know whose airships went down, who's not. Again, I still think the Commonwealth is going to show up with fucking Sentinel Prime. Or Liberty Prime. Yeah, I think Prime's gonna be showing up there, and we're gonna hear all about communism and see fucking mini nukes being thrown. I really do. I think he's gonna show up. There we go. So we do see the Strip again as a war zone though right now. Again, I want to see the Strip when it's active and full of civilians and the NCR and people gambling and drinking and the strippers and hookers. My buddy Nick was just like, I was replaying it with my wife, and then we saw the strippers and everybody catcalling us, and then when we got to the Strip, he's like, be prepared, and then it's like, oh no. they're dead. They're hella dead. We saw like bones and dresses and shit like that too, and with the Deathclaw nest, and it was radiated, which is cool to see too. Yeah, I think, and we of course get the Deathclaw. We mentioned it already, but see that Deathclaw scene at the end when it showed it fully. The first scene gave me chills. But the next scene after, the first scene made me feel it a little bit, but the next scene afterward, I will 100% say, made me feel like I was playing Fallout and seeing a Deathclaw for the first time again. Or whenever new Fallout comes out and I face a Deathclaw. Even to this day, it fills me with fucking fear. But I had that certain amount of fear where I'm like, oh, you need to go. Like, I felt like the ghoul who was like, we're fucking dead. Which is how you feel all the time when you're facing a Deathclaw. Oh my god. Yeah, it was cool. And to see it destroy the Gamora front entrance as well, too. And everyone in the game, everyone who's watching the show is like, can I see the inside of the Gamora, please? Please? Even though we know everyone's dead, and we know those gang members are probably fucking dead. I would take a whole episode just based on New Vegas in its prime. I really fucking would. Please give me that. At least 10 minutes. Maybe 5. I'll take 5. I'll be able to, I'll probably come all over the place, though. All right, that being said, though, there we're looking at the end credits here. End credits that have a good Easter egg, as usual. Now, end credits have been given us scenes of places that we see either later on in the background or we go to in this season. A little bit of last season, by the way, as well. And most of the time we see it's destroyed, and it's not the case. Prim, we don't know. But we saw Camp McCarran, the airbase. That was Camp McCarran. You know, that we went to and helped out that NCR squad that was in there. We helped at the interrogation back in the day with the Caesar's Legion guy. That's where we found the dude undercover. Like, it was straight up at the Camp McCarran base. We saw the NCR skeletons and everything left over, shit like that as well. Which makes me wonder what the fuck happened with that. But it was Camp McCarran. That was the coolest shit. The old airbase. Airport, I should say. Sorry, I had to take a little sip there. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me on this episode here today. Comment if you're watching on YouTube or wherever you listen to the podcast. Did I miss something here? Did I not? I try to be very fucking thorough with my knowledge of New Vegas, which is extensive as fuck. So be sure to let me know down there. Be sure to subscribe as well for more lore pod, but also for the Nuka recap every week following every new episode of Fallout, where I cover the coverage on there. As well as you get 2 episodes of Lore Pod every week now. Lucky you. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. Leave a like on the video. Helps us out greatly as well. And review the podcast. Everybody helps me out as well, too. A whole lot. I've been podcasting now for over a decade. Lore Pod's only been a couple of those years, but still. Thanks, everybody, as always. And my social media, Instagram at Dakota_Morgan 97, and then at Dakota Morgan 3 on X, and Twitch, CodaRex 97. All that in the description box down below. Thanks, everybody, as always. And remember, stay creative, everyone.